friend, welcome back to my channel Take W3 Web. This is Vijay Kumar. Take W3 Web, it is a platform where you can learn step by step all about the Salesforce application and development. In this tutorial, you will be learn about a framework, LWC, a class trigger, visual force, and many more. So now let's get started. So friends, in this lesson, we will be learn about QuerySelector and QuerySelectorAll in JavaScript. So question is, what is QuerySelector in JavaScript? The QuerySelector method returns the first element that matches as a specific CSS selector in the document. Syntax example, we will be use document.QuerySelector. Inside the bracket, we will be pass the selector. Selector may be like CSS, element, ID, classes. You can use different type of selectors in document selector or syntax. What is the QuerySelectorAll in JavaScript? The QuerySelectorAll method return all elements in the document that matches as a specific CSS selector in the document. Syntax example here. Document.QuerySelectorAll inside the bracket we will be pass the selector name like class name, ID name, element name. You can pass any kind of the selector name inside the bracket. So if you selecting one element, you will be pass document.QuerySelector inside the bracket. You will be pass the selector item like div, class, ID, any kind of selector item you can pass inside the bracket. But you want to select a list of the all item, you need to use document.QuerySelectorAll inside the bracket pass the selector item. That will be class name, ID name, element name, anything you want to select. So this example we will be learn step by step in the detail in the VS Code. So now let me jump to my VS Code where we will be learn step by step in detail how to use QuerySelector and how to use QuerySelectorAll in JavaScript. So let's get started. So friends, this is my VS Code. In the VS Code, I created two files, HTML file and function JavaScript file. So in the HTML file, we will be writing HTML and we will be writing QuerySelector and QuerySelectorAll functionality in the JavaScript. So first, let me create a HTML file. So here I created a HTML file, head and body. So if I creating a function, we will be define a script in the body of the HTML. So cut from here and paste on the bottom of the body. So first I will create an element that is the h2. Welcome to Take W3 Web. After the h2 element, I will create a div. Inside the div, I am passing the class name over item. Inside the div, I am creating another one div. Div here I am passing the class item. SFDC item. This is a CSS class name. And here I am assigning the value SFDC LWC. Then copy the div, paste 3 times. Change the text value. Visual Force Pro is in Salesforce. Then our framework in Salesforce. Then integration in Salesforce. Here I created 4 div. Text are different, but class name are same. In the top, I created h2 element. Inside the h2 element, I am writing a text. Welcome to Take W3 Web. and at the bottom I am passing the function JavaScript file. So I will be write a JavaScript function file in the function JavaScript file. Now let me save the file and check on the browser. You can see this is the output. First I created a h2 tag. On the bottom of the h2 tag I am creating 4 div. Let the text is a SFDC, LWC, Visual Force in Salesforce, Aura Framework in Salesforce, and integration in Salesforce. So you go to the VS Code. First I defined h2. Then I created a div. Inside the div, I created 4 div. So now let me go on the function JavaScript file where we will use QuerySelector and QuerySelectorAll. This is my function JavaScript file. So first we will use document.QuerySelector. So QuerySelector will be select only one item of the element. So suppose that I am creating a variable let element equal to document dot QuerySelector inside the bracket. Suppose there is a h2 tag and h2 tag I am passing the class name welcome. So here I am selecting welcome class, copy the class in the document QuerySelector, single quote, pass the class name. Class name always defined dot class name. And below the variable, I am using console.log. And inside the console.log, I am passing the variable element. Now save and go to the browser and refresh. Inspect, go to the console. As you can see, my console display welcome to Technology 3 Web. That means if I selecting QuerySelector all in the JavaScript file, I am using element QuerySelector. So in the QuerySelector, I am passing the class name welcome. So welcome, it is a welcome to Technology 3 Web one element. So in the console display one element. Suppose that I want to change the color of the selector name. So here I will be use dot style dot color equal to single quote, pass the color code. Here I am passing the red color, copy, save and refresh the file. You can see I change the color of the title. So here I am using QuerySelector. QuerySelector select one item. Suppose there is a multiple class SFDC item here. Now I am changing the selector class. So SFDC item, this is a class. This is a multiple class name. So I am copying the class name to the function. Here I am passing the SFDC item. So you can see there are multiple SFDC item class. There are 4 items. But if I am using QuerySelector and here I am passing the class name, then save and refresh the page. Let me see. Here you can see if I am using QuerySelector, if there are multiple class, but it selected only one, first one. So QuerySelector select only one element of the document. Now let me learn about the QuerySelectorAll. How to use QuerySelectorAll. So we will be difference between QuerySelector and QuerySelectorAll in JavaScript. So here I see QuerySelector select only one element from the document. So in the HTML file, I create h2. This is a class name. Welcome. It will select only one item from HTML document. Suppose that I am using not a class name, I am using the element name. So go to the selector inside the bracket, instead of the class name, put the element. Suppose that here I am selecting element that is a h2, not a class. So here I am using h2 and save. then it will be working same. Now I am changing the class code. Now I am changing the color code. So suppose that I am using violet color. Same, you will see violet color. Suppose I am changing the green color. So it will change blue color, yellow color. So you can change the color as per you like. So friends, here you can see we can change the text as well. So if you want to change the inner HTML text, here you will be assigned the value of the HTML text. So right now it is a welcome to Tech W3 Web. Now I am overwriting the text value welcome to Tech W3 Web by Vijay. So first go to the selector dot inner HTML and assign the value that you want to replace. Take W3 Web by Vijay. So here welcome to Tech W3 Web. Now I am replacing the existing value to Tech W3 Web by Vijay. Refresh. Here you can see Tech W3 Web by Vijay. So first here I am assigning the color and the second line I am assigning the value in an HTML and assign the text value. Here I am using QuerySelector. That means it will be select only one element of the document. Now we will be see QuerySelectorAll. QuerySelectorAll. So QuerySelectorAll will be select list of the all of the item of the document. If I checking the index.html, I created a over item. Inside the over item div, there are multiple div. And in the multiple div, there are the same class SFDC item. So I want to select all of the SFDC item and want to change the color. So if you check the browser, there are four line and the four line, all of the four line have a same class name. So I will be fetch list of all of the class that is a SFDC item and will be change the text color. So now go to the function. So first I will create a variable let element all equal to document dot selector all bracket inside the bracket pass single quote. In the single quote I am passing the class name. So class name is SFDC item. Copy and paste here using dot class name. So if you selecting item from the document, use the single quote and pass the class name. So class name always using dot from dot class name. If you using the ID instead of the dot, you need to put hashtag. Then in the second line, here I will be use for each. So for each will be retrieve list of the all of the item. So here I will be use array. Suppose that now I am checking how many item it fetching. So use the console.log to check how many item it fetching. So here I am using the variable element all. So we will be pass the console log inside the bracket element all. Save and go to the browser and check. You can see there are four item retrieving. List display as a array. So if I want to change the color of the all of the item documents, we will be using for each. So go to VS Code. Here first apply array from bracket. Inside the bracket I am using element all retrieving all of the list of item dot for each bracket. Inside the bracket, I'm using function. In the function, I am passing the parameter item. So one by one, it will be retrieve all of the item from the document. Then we will use item dot style dot color equal to assign the color code value of CSS. Suppose that here I am assigning this code. Okay, and refresh the file. You can see color code has been changed. So all of the list of items change the color from JavaScript. Here you can see list of the item automatically change the color from the JavaScript. Now let me change the another one color. Change the color, refresh. Violet color. Let me change the blue color. So friends, here you can see, here I am using QuerySelectorAll. So QuerySelectorAll return list of the item from document. Its hold element or that is a variable. This variable I am assigning the array form. After that I am using the for each and function. Inside the function I am assigning the item that is a parameter. That parameter will be returned one by one from the list, and I am applying the style dot color. Inside the style dot color I am assigning the color code value. Suppose that I am using text green. You can add green. Now save, it will be automatically change the color green. So in the first, here I am using QuerySelector. That means if you using the QuerySelector, it will return only one selector of the item of document. But if you using QuerySelectorAll, it will return list of all of item from document. So if you changing the color code list of all of item, we need to use for each, because for each return one by one all of the list item. Then here I am using the first I am retrieving all of the item. Then I am applying array.form, and here I am applying the item that is returning from the QuerySelectorAll. Then applying for loop. Inside the for each, I am applying the function. Inside the function, I am using the item, and item return one by one from the document, and I am applying the style.color and passing the color code value of the text that I want to change the color, and refresh. So in the query selector, I change the color and also have changed the text value. So friends, in this lesson, we have learned how to use QuerySelector and QuerySelectorAll in JavaScript. Try to do from your side in your personal org. If you getting any kind of issue, please write in comment box. To get more related video of the Salesforce, go to the YouTube, search TechW3 Web, then click here, go to the videos, and here you will be get so many live demo example of video. Here I created real-time scenario based on working on the office. So here you will be get Salesforce Lightning Aura component, Visual Force page, Salesforce LWC, Lightning Flow Builder, and here so many video you will be get that is working in office in live project. If you subscribe my channel, your project working will be very easy. So friends, like, share and subscribe and support my channel. Thank you so much.